What would you do if God made you a promise, but years passed and nothing happened? No sign, no explanation, nothing. Would you still believe? This is the story of Abraham, Sarah, and Hagar, a story of faith, impatience, heartbreak, and a God who sees even the forgotten. Long before kings ruled Israel, before laws were written, there was a man named Abraham, a man chosen by God, not because he was perfect, but because he was willing to trust. And God gave him a promise so big it sounded impossible. Leave your country, your people, your father's house, and go to a land I will show you. No map, no destination, just a voice, then a promise. And Abraham obeyed. He walked away from everything familiar because God also said, I will make you into a great nation. But there was a problem. Abraham had no child. Years passed, not days, not months, years. Abraham grew older. Sarah grew older, and still no child. Every night, Abraham looked at the stars. Count them if you can, so shall your descendants be. But how when he didn't even have one? Now imagine Sarah, watching time slip away, hearing the promise, but feeling nothing change. The silence became heavy, and then she made a decision, a human decision. She said to Abraham, the Lord has kept me from having children. Go sleep with my servant Hagar. Maybe I can build a family through her. It sounded logical. It felt like a solution. But it was not God's plan. Hagar, a young servant, no voice, no power, no choice. She was given, not asked, and she became pregnant. Suddenly, everything changed. Tension filled the house. Sarah felt replaced. Hagar felt elevated. Pain turned into conflict. And Sarah, now bitter, began to mistreat Hagar. Hagar couldn't take it anymore, so she ran, alone, pregnant, into the wilderness. No protection, no plan, just pain and escape. But in the middle of the desert, something happened. God found her, not Abraham, not Sarah, but God. Hagar, a servant, a forgotten woman. God called her by name. Hagar, where have you come from? Where are you going? And for the first time, someone saw her, not as a servant, not as a problem, but as a person. God told her, go back, and I will multiply your descendants. And she said something unforgettable. You are the God who sees me. Hagar returned, and she gave birth to a son. His name was Ishmael. Abraham loved him. He thought, this must be the promise. But God said, no, this is not the child of the promise. Years pass again, and God spoke once more. Sarah will have a son. But now, Abraham was nearly 100 years old. Sarah was around 90. It didn't make sense. And Sarah laughed, not out of joy, but disbelief. How can this happen now? But God replied, is anything too hard for the Lord? And then the impossible happened. Sarah became pregnant. She gave birth to a son, Isaac, the child of promise. The laughter of disbelief turned into laughter of joy. God had not forgotten. He was not early, and he was not late. He was right on time. This story isn't just about Abraham. It's about you, because sometimes you wait, you doubt, you try to help God, but God doesn't forget promises, and he doesn't ignore pain. He is the God of Abraham, the God of Sarah, and the God who saw Hagar in the wilderness. He sees you too, even in your waiting, even in your confusion, even when nothing makes sense. Don't rush the promise. Don't replace faith with shortcuts, because what God has planned will come at the right time. And your story is not over yet.